This is part 2 to episode 2 of the history of New Babylon. We last left off right after Skipper's trial. He shows me around his campsite where he was exiled.
MTV, welcome to my crib. Actually, in this area, I had a campfire set up. I had some logs placed down, and I would cook my food here very often. This is where I slept every night. This is actually Tessa's treehouse, and she got actually very angry with me because I was leaving animal carcasses, and she's a big animal protector, so. But yeah, right up this ladder, I had a little sleeping bag up here, and I would spend my nights here every night, and I would usually rest over there. There's now a homeless camp here. I'm not too sure about that one. It's pretty, pretty fancy stuff we got going on around here. And I would come out here and I would walk the path over here up into the area that I would go and chop the trees at. And just up the road, actually, is where I had my final battle with a panther. It's just at the end of the road there.
Next, I asked Skipper what exactly was he doing out here.
A lot of reflection was done while I was out in these woods. The place I'm standing at actually was a place I found myself often gravitating towards. I used to come across a lot of dangerous animals, cougars to be exact. I thought to myself, well, I'm going to be out here for several days. I better make good use of my time. So my day-to-day task was gathering wood. I set on the task. I had a path that I would walk every day, and I would go chop wood and bring it back, and go chop wood and bring it back, and go chop wood and bring it back, and I would get food brought to me by Babylonians, daily rations that I would have to make last for the day while working tirelessly. And the goal that I was trying to achieve was a penance, a way of punishing myself and challenging myself, trying to break a limit, trying to see what I'm made of. It was a pretty mental battle for the most part. Oftentimes when your physical goes, your mental is already gone. And, I had my moments when I pondered, was it all worth it? Why the hell am I even here? Do I deserve this punishment? And that's the self-pity of the human nature.
Now, as written in Skipper's book, something rather extraordinary happened to him while he was out here. I asked him about it.
It was a very spiritual moment out here in the forest. It was my last day out here, actually. Came across a panther. Now, I've already been fighting these beings for several days now. I was nursing a very serious injury. I was on my final trip back to the camp on the last day for my temporary exile. That's when this panther came across my path. He was 2 to 3 times the size of any of the panthers I've ever seen. He spoke. This big monster looked at me and it almost felt like someone I knew. He felt familiar. And I listened to this being speak as he spoke down to me, utter words of disappointment. And he stalked me like a prey as he walked around me. Now I communicated with this evil being. And he was trying to pull all the fear out of me in that moment. Because that's all I was. I was just a man alone in the forest. Nothing to my name. My only weapon, an axe. This was much bigger than just flesh. And I watched this beast take its steps around me, speaking this dark, evil voice, something that makes your hair stick up on the back of your neck. He was constantly reminding me of my failures, all the what ifs, all the things that when we go to lay down at night run through our heads. And I found myself with one choice, the only choice. I had to take this creature head on. He lunges at me, takes a swipe, but in doing so, I took his fucking head.
From Skipper's book, please enjoy this dramatic reenactment of what happened to him.
The beast looked at him. Skipper Jones, you've turned your strength against my people. You raised your weapon against kin when your weapon was forged to serve. Do you understand the betrayal cast against your home?
I do, my lord. Alone in this forest, I feel the weight of my crime. My hands work tirelessly as a reminder. Without New Babylon, I am nothing.
Beast circled, claws raking the earth. A test is to come. For 3 days you shall fight me. In each strike, you will know what it is to be without your people. Rise, Skipper Jones, or be devoured. A battle ensued. At dawn, my axe swung. At night, I struck against the panther. By claw and by axe, by tooth and by bone, we clashed without end. Its fangs tore my flesh, its claws broke my ribs, and its bite ripped open my leg. Yet still I stood. Hunger gnawed and thirst followed me, but I did not yield. For each time the beast attacked, I saw its eyes, the faces of my people. The reminder of the trust I broke. On my final days, with my battle-worn body, that once stood like a sharp blade, I took my final stand. The fangs exposed, eyes glowing. The beast spoke once more as it circled me. Do you see what only a mere mortal is capable of? A man alone is weak. A man without New Babylon is hollow. Your strength, your name, and your spirit belongs to the throne, not to yourself. Will you surrender your pride and serve? Bleeding, trembling, fighting infection, I pressed my forehead to the soil, and I spoke. Yes, Lord Marduk, I surrender. I'll serve the throne. My strength belongs not to me, but to New Babylon. The panther roared, its eyes blazing like twin suns, and it leapt for the final strike. With the last ember of my strength, I raised my weapon in both hands and struck back. A single blow. The panther's head was severed clean from its body. The forest fell silent. The beast laid still. Darkness closed upon me. The coldness overtook my body. My eyes shut close. My final moments came to me. This is the end, I thought to myself. Until lights shining bright into my eyes and voices are heard. I awoke in the heart of New Babylon, the people tending to my wounds. A battle won, a lesson taught. I am Skipper the Forge, servant of Marduk, blade of New Babylon. Exile broke me, Marduk remade me. Without New Babylon, I am nothing. With New Babylon, I am eternal. Let these words stand as my oath until death. Now, what felt like victory became very cold as I laid there in the dirt. I have no memory of what happened. I sat there in a room all alone. The warm feeling was overtaking me. I felt trapped. I felt lost. I was alone. I was scared. My body laid lifeless in that road. And this bright light, it got brighter, till I came back to. And I was in Babylon. And my people were surrounding me, and aid was being rendered to my weak body. It was a very moving moment for me, as it felt like all the fears, the self-doubt, the what-ifs were face-to-face with me. And I finally made a decision.
What was that decision?
Cut its fucking head off.
Did you ever talk to Skipper about everything he went through during his exile?
Not too much. He actually wrote a book on it. And the book itself, I recommend it to everyone to give a read through. It seemed almost like a spiritual journey for him in a way. On top of the very real physical hardships that he faced out in those woods. But it seemed like he came back with almost a whole new outlook on things, on what he went through out there. I think he definitely was up there with some of the people that really try and push Babylonian values over everything else. I mean, it's hard for him not to have. He endured probably one of the harshest punishments that was given out at any trial thus far. As far as I'm aware, outside of Wee Wee, I think he's the only temporary exile that was absolutely cut off from any sort of Babylonian communication or Babylonian grounds. It is also interesting to see kind of the way things came full circle. Edgar's life was saved by using outside medical, and that was Skipper's decision. And then later on, my life was actually saved by Edgar by using outside medical. And kind of the same instance happened where guns were drawn on medical professionals outside of Babylon in order to get care to the Babylonians that their lives were in danger. So it was almost ironic to see that happen to the person it happened to originally. Also, fuck Edgar.